Here he is, faster than a speeding badger and more wind than a twisted tornado.
Interesting day. I'm going to start off with a bit of a chuckle. Modern technology is a frightening thing sometimes. I was awakened today with a TikTok message. And I was like, who's this? I'm not a TikTok sort of person. Anyway, surprise, surprise, who is it? None other than Prime Minister Boris Johnson. I thought, oh, he's going to keep telling me off. Anyway, he's telling me that he's joined TikTok and he's going to give us all regular updates on this. And I thought to myself, are you nuts? You're not popular at the moment, and then you're actually giving ammunition to everyone by sending out a TikTok. Well, you know exactly what's going to happen now. Everyone's going to get this as soon as they're going to get it. They're going to dub some words onto him for him saying something completely different, and all heck is going to break loose. So I thought, oh my God, because everyone likes to take on his accent and all sorts. And I thought, Boris, you really do wake up sometimes. You have to engage your brain before you do anything. So, and I thought that's just asking for trouble. And stopping with our all powerful MPs. Another one from the Labour this side, the Labour side this time. One of the ladies from Labour has decided to have a little poke at Her Majesty, the Queen. And not on in my books, it's all young lady. But I think she ought to think where she's coming from first. I mean, to run in a Labour constituent, Labour people, pretty much the old style Labour was always, we were the working power, and if there were a war, we were always drafted up to go and fight in front lines. And still today, I think a lot of Labour people are very much in favour of the Queen. They don't have a problem with the Queen whatsoever. Not saying everyone, but if you're going to go and be an MP in Her Majesty's government, don't start knocking Her Majesty. Now, this is the same lady who was tried to be be interviewed by one of the UK, I think it was UK News, trying to collar her for an interview, and she actually sprinted down the street like a demented penguin to get away from them. So she's not very good at what she's doing, is she? Your job, I'll tell you what your job is, love. Your job is to actually speak to the press. They will make you a superstar, or they will absolutely wipe the floor with you. In your case, I think you might have got the wrong job. So I think you ought to do a bit of a recap on where you're going in the future. So, because you're not doing very well so far. Right. Anyway, it's a good job. It's a good job this is the United Kingdom. We can have a laugh. So, right. Moving on. I told you the other day about a boat of people, not a dinghy, a boat that was coming across the channel and has been arrested. And I couldn't find out more details about it. So I tried looking for it. I couldn't find much, but I did find out that this week, ending, well, from today, I don't know today's figures, but from up to the 10th, 700 have come by dinghy or various watercraft this week so far. So I'll just explain something and get people see these lines on me here. I'm sorry about that. And I don't want to bother you or anything like that. It's because of my illness. I actually bleed a little bit from the mouth. So sorry if you go, what's he doing? Is he doing a vampire or something? No, that's what it is. Sorry about that. That's why I'm always going like that. Just wiping it. Right. How the hell have you got the way? Right. Anyway, so I found out there was 700 people come. But then I bumped into an interview. And in this interview, they were discussing migration. And I thought, oh, this could be interesting. And was it interesting or not? Right. So this chap who's been in charge of migration and the national health all linked together, and they were saying in 2010, right? This was 2000, so it's a long time ago. They had the figures for how many people had actually signed up for the National Health Service. Okay. Now, a lot of people go, oh, it's going to be 1 or 2 million. Oh, yeah, easily. It isn't. It's actually 7 million. 7 million people registered for the National Health. So these are legal immigrants. This is legal migration. It's 7 million. Now, they said, do we know the figure now? And they went, no, they haven't a clue, because they go off census, which is pretty much, it's very hard to do because not everyone registers. But what they did say, and this is the astounding bit, is that is the minimum. That's the minimum figure, because a lot of people didn't register or were using false names. Their friends' names and things like that. So 7 million. So that means there could be another 3 million on top of that figure. So there could be 11 million. So when people from other countries, and when the young ones jump up and start running around about migration and everything, we don't do enough. Okay, we don't do enough. So we've actually managed to settle peacefully 11 million people in our country. Our population is, I think, 68 million. So you do your figures. So that makes us, already the UK is the most crowded nation. I think it's the third most crowded nation in the world, in the top 3 anyway, per square mile. There's more people here live per square mile than anywhere else in the world. So you take into account China as well. So we're in the top 3 there. I'm not sure on the exact position we are at the moment, but we're up there in the top 3. We have been for several years. So what we're saying is that we're if we don't stop the boats, one person has said that they're looking at 100,000 coming by boat this year. I think they actually mean boat in other ways, but 100,000 more. So you can see that we are 2 years ago we were 5 million houses short anyway. So 5 million houses short. So what's going to happen? Where are you going to get? Well, I don't know. But all I can say is practical events is practical. If you've got no houses for anyone to live in, then you can't have any more people coming in, because if you start living on the streets, then you start like in America. Some American cities have got large slums. In San Francisco, Los Angeles, they've got slum areas where people are sleeping in tents on the streets. You can't do that in this country because people will die of hypothermia. You've got to avoid that as well. So I think that a lot of people have got to get their heads together and start thinking about things, start working this one out very quickly. And I think everybody realises that it may not be the best thing in the world, the Rwanda thing, but it's something, and it's a starter, So even if people object and complain and whatever, you've got to do it really to try to slow the pace down of people coming. I'm afraid necessity is, you've got to. We're already seeing the pinch in the shops. From things costing and things like that, so people are struggling as it is. I'll put a prediction on, and I'm not wanting to cause panic about this, but Ukraine supplies a massive amount of wheat in the world. If that doesn't start coming out of those ports, it's going to get even worse before it gets better. So finish on a gloomy note, but looking on the bright side, our Boris can always tell us that now he's on TikTok. He can keep us up to touch with all the new things that are going on in the world. So, good on you, Boris. And you've got, remember, Prince Charles stepped in for Her Majesty yesterday and opened Parliament, and they read out 38 new bills that are going to go through. So Boris, you've got all those to work on, and trying to avoid being kicked out of power as well. So I think the boat is gradually slipping under the water, and we might be seeing a dinghy going the other way with Boris and his chums. All right, that's all for now. We'll catch you later. Have a good evening.